Hi everybody. So I'm back again. The last time I was here, a second ago, or whatever you might have watched the last one, I tried to pause the thing and it didn't work out. But anyway, so this is what they call a bummer lamb or bummer kid. Goats are called baby goats are called kids. And now I only got a fairly small amount of food in her with the bottle. She's just not ready yet to start taking it. She doesn't have the strength yet. But just that little bit, about a quarter of a small bottle in her, she's looking better. She's more active than she was. I had hoped by waiting a little longer, which I'm not going to do anymore. She would be more interested in taking the bottle. But when she's weaker, she just doesn't seem to be able to do it. So now, the vet explained to me yesterday, because I was always spooked about this and still am a little bit. I have to use what they call a feeding tube. So, she explained was to count. If you're ever in Oregon, where I live, in the Oklahoma Valley, somewhere between Eugene and Roseburg. The point is that I'm here kind of. I don't know why I'm here because it was a house I could afford, and I didn't want to live on the coast anymore, and I didn't want to live in New Orleans, and I left Europe years ago. So the point is that I'm here with my partner with these animals. So here's the last rib here. That's what she first explained. So we have to get this tube past that. Scary thing is, on the other side is her lungs. This side is the stomach. The other side is the lungs. So what I have to do is take this like this to make it a little stiffer, and then feed that into her. It's easier to do with two people. My friend's not here, so I have to do it alone. And I have to feed this into her, and she'll chew on it. We're going to get other tubes. But then at the end, what I'll do is, when I have it finally fed into her, and then there'll be about like that much remaining out of her, then I have to take this syringe and attach it to this thing here, and just pump it in. It doesn't matter how fast or slow I go because it's going directly into the stomach. So, but before I do that, really important thing that the vet explained, which I didn't hear about this before yesterday, and I haven't had to do that with birds. It's always scared me. I've always been lucky and been able to hand feed them with a syringe or directly into their beaks, but still it's scary. You never know. You don't want to asphyxiate them. So, but I've done it a lot, so I trust my instincts somewhat, and I have to trust my instincts. And then, but before I put a drop of anything in, and before she does, that Dr. Mary Herrera is a wonder vet at Sutherland Vet, she would take the end where we put the syringe in and draw air. Well, hopefully not draw air. Hopefully she won't draw anything, because if she's not drawing anything, she's where she wants to be, in the stomach. But if she does draw air, she has to pull it back out and start feeding it back in, because that means that she's in the goat's lungs. So we don't want to do that, because we'll kill her. And she was already outside in the night. Spent that whole crummy night outside. It was pretty cold around here then, and somehow I just didn't get back in with the others. And that's partly because the mother is older, and the other guys seem to be stronger. They're getting a pretty good amount of milk, but one of them is already, and hopefully both of them are already eating hay and pellets and stuff. Somewhat. I don't feed the goats much other stuff besides hay and what they can scrounge outside, because I don't want them to get too fat. I want them to get fat from eating grain. But now she's a little bit more lackadaisical, but she stood up since that time when I first brought her over. She'd been sleeping, and but now it's time for me to try to get her whole amount into her and then start over again in a couple hours. That's going to be the pattern for the next, I don't know, until she can start eating with a syringe. And so it's a lot of work, and just imagine having a ranch. Well, these guys, well, you obviously have to hire people to do that. But there's only a certain amount that are going to be like this. But Peaches just was unable to take care of more than two goats, and she was simply malnourished when we brought her in. So I'm going to try to open up her mouth a little bit, and if things get fuzzy or weird, sorry, I can't stop it once I start. So the idea is to take, like I said, take this, make sort of a clamp like that, and then try to, let's see here, I'm just going to stop talking and do this. Okay, so then I have this little bit here, Got to get into her mouth on the side of her mouth. Feed it in. Come on. Just gonna try to keep her. Okay, let's go down here. Let's go, come on, let's go. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna put her. No, it's too far down. I can't do that either. Okay. This is no fun. That must be done for her to survive. It doesn't hurt them to go down there. I just got to do it the right way. It's no fun. Come on. Come on. Let's get it down. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's get it down. Come on. Yeah, let's go. Come on. Come on. Okay, now I'm going to draw on it. So I'm not getting air. That's good news. Now I attach the syringe to here. Push it in. Oh, God dang it. It's coming back out. I should have already had it. Already came back out again. Too bad. I have to start all over. That's not right, so I have to. Oh, unless that was something the syringe could have been. Still, I don't want to trust it. Alright, that seems to be in there pretty well. Now what I have to do is hold this so she doesn't pull it back out again. And then I have to go with the syringe. Come on, let's get it in there more. Well, I don't like what's going on here, so I'm going to pull it back out and start over again. I had the thing. I can't take any chances. I'm going to put her down on the ground. If you have a problem, if you think there's a mistake, you got to start all over. I put a little bit of Vaseline on the rubber here, which they say to do, you know. Still, it's not, the syringe is hung up some way. I can't just keep pushing on her. So, what the hell is going on? That means there's something in the thing. But God, Jesus, well, I have to start all over again. That's just what happens when you feed baby goats or anything. I guess any babies. So, what I'm going to do is try to salvage this video because it's all part of the whole thing. So I popped it off. I have to make up some more goat milk. Let's see, I'll try to find that. Is it back on? I hope this thing is back on. I hope this is continuing with the video before when the syringe opened up. Otherwise, it's a continuation of the video. So I gotta go fetch her. Since that time, even though I didn't get any food in her, she's been wandering around the kitchen on her feet, which is really good, on her hooves, I should say. And another bird over there, Cherie, the Lost Marie, these female Eclectus, they really want to nest all year long. That's why breeders have to take their nest boxes away from them, or they will do that. But anyway, and they're very protective of them. You can't really get near them. They chase the males away, and they chase me away. Anyway, I mean, I'm the male human as well as the male birds. So this guy's over here. Excuse me for a second. I'm gonna go fetch her. Fetch her. Let's see, baby. Got to look at the mess of our kitchen. But it's good news that she's wandering around. I'm real glad about that. It's Herbie in the background chirping. And also, even though she's not with her sisters, she is with other animals, and that's good. Even though they're parrots, and she's living in the bottom of a large iguana inside enclosure. The iguanas here well, it's wintertime, but also I want to try to put her back outside. But she had some problems, so she had to be inside. Anyway, so now I'm going to try to do this again with the tube, and it's just any amount of nourishment we can get into her is the stuff you can get at the store. I forgot what kind I'm using, but it doesn't really matter. There's lots of different kinds. Just go online to ask which is best. But before I forget this, so Sharita Vashmiri took a snap at her, not bad, but just to let her know that she was getting too close to her box, which she considers her. So and that's a good thing because, she needs to learn, what's going on with other animals. So, what we'll do is raise her as long as necessary inside, and then put her in the goat stall, or we'll have a little pen for her outside she can go into when she's inside, so she can go in there like during the day and just be used to outside, and then we'll introduce her back into the herd in a few months, towards spring. But so once again, I'm going to try this thing. I guess the tip of that syringe, the inside, got clogged some way. Unless it got clogged down here. There's only a small opening. There's an opening on the side. Sorry, my hand is there, I know. Let's see where I can... So there's a side opening. It doesn't go straight down, is it? There's a side opening there for the stuff to come out. And it might very well have been, that something was clogged in there. So, I'll blow through it. When I draw through it, I can feel air coming through there. And I'll blow through it again. That seems better. So that's possible that something was clogged in there because she was chewing on it, and who knows, there's little bits of the powder, Because the syringe, it should have worked because it's very thin. But if something else got in there, like I said, it could clog. So again, I'll check her ribs are here, so I have to go past that. It's kind of doing that kind of like scary thing with being very movable right now, but that's okay, right? I guess, because she was on her feet since last time. So I have to feed this in. First, I'm going to try to do that thing where I make it a little stiffer. I can just get that, or I'll just hold it towards the, and then I need a tail. Okay, so here we go. Come on, baby. Let's try to get this in you. Let's see now. Come on, if I hold you like that, let's do that. Come on now, come on. Oh, gosh. Let's see if I can get that in a little bit better. Come on. Come on now. Let's go. Come on. Wow. Okay. Alright, it's dead into her now. I gotta try to stop on that. Okay, that's okay so far. Okay, so now I have to get this in there, in the tip. Come on now. It's in there now. Let's see if I can get it in there. Let's see, I have to do it like this now. Okay, I'm able to get it in there. Now, I pull it out like that. Okay, mission successful. Feeding baby kid. Or feeding kid. Kids are babies. Wow. Good. I'm happy about that. Man, that's good news. Yay. We have a name for her in mind, but I let Rosalia, my partner, name them all ultimately. But I'm not going to say what it is on YouTube till she comes back to town next week. But I want to say that this would not have been possible again had not Dr. Mary Herrera allowed me to come in on an incredibly busy Friday. And she's one of a pretty good client of hers. And, she doesn't do it for the money. I'll just say that right now. Well, she does do it for the money because she's got to. We all have to earn some money to survive. It's just for the love of animals, first of all. And she went to one hellacious cool college, I guess Davis, and she got a really good expertise in being a vet. And I'm so glad that I found her. And she's the greatest. The iguana had bad frostbite from a strange spring and winter storm from a few years ago. And everybody was saying online, "Oh, put her down. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get another iguana. Just put her out of her misery." Well, we didn't know how much misery she was in. And the fact of the matter is that we had pain meds and different stuff for her. Plus the fact she used a called carrot dressing thing, which people use for burn victims use. In fact, I use it on my legs for my problems with these water blisters, and it just covers the wound, and it's excellent. And so instead of bleeding anymore, she covered it with this. And I guess this is my friend Steve calling, so we'll have him on the line while we're talking. Hi, Steve. I'm finishing up this video I'm going to send you. I'll send you the video, and on the text, and you'll get it within the next 5 minutes, okay? Or it's got to upload the video, and I don't want to say anything more about it until you look at it in your text, okay? Okay. So that's my friend who fixed up. Oh, it's a funny thing with him. I mean, he came back in about 3 weeks ago after 5-year absence because he was pretty upset with me being on the methadone thing for years, and I kept falling asleep talking to him, and he got kind of tired of it. But then he's moving to Alaska, and he liked the way I play guitar, and he thought he could learn some more stuff from me, and called me up, and I don't think he really quit liking me. He just thought I'd made some wrong decisions. I mean, because, getting all excited about some morphine tablets we found in the medicine cabinet, we were straightening it out, or oxycodones, and that kind of showed him I had more addictive tendencies than he wanted to be around, because he cleaned up. But I can't, even if I wanted, which I don't want to do anything, but even if I wanted to now, I'm on Subutex, buprenorphine they call it, with a narcotic blocker. So I have to tell people, dentists or wherever, or when I had these procedures done at the hospital, that I can't have any narcotics in my system, or else it will make me extremely sick. They do that sometimes. Yeah, they sure do. I had a drug treatment thing in Seattle I was on back in '99. I got busted for possession, conspiracy to distribute, and distribution of narcotics, and luckily, the woman I was with and her boyfriend, it was fake dope. And I could have gotten in big trouble, and I don't remember if I talked about that before or not, but whatever. The point is that they busted me. I was in jail for a few days, the first and only time, luckily, I've been there in King County Jail. And then, on that following Monday, they didn't arraign me because I guess they figured out it wasn't worth it. The stuff was fake, and the woman was taking the heat on it. So, the fact of the matter is that then I got into a drug program, and they used something called Trexam as an opiate blocker. And I was going pretty well. And then the boyfriend, who didn't get busted, they let him go, staying at my place off and on. And then he comes over after I come back from a meeting. He goes, "You're doing really well, and I think you deserve a speedball." Well, that's nice. That's heroin and cocaine. Okay, fine, but I still, I didn't say, "Well, I'm taking this opiate blocker, I think it's going to work." Stupidly, I do the thing. And then, I don't feel any of the narcotic, which is the pleasure of a speedball. I just feel the crummy cocaine, which is the nutty part of it. And then I live on the first floor, and the bell rings to let people in. And somebody mumbles through the light speaker, and I say, "Well, I don't know who you are, but it's okay, I'll let you in." And then I'm like kind of acting nutty, and like kind of speedy from this thing, because I don't feel what I want to feel. And then I opened the door, and who I'd let in were the cops, the Seattle police. They were there for something else, of course, not for me. But the one woman cop, she did look at me kind of strange. I said hello and closed the door. But it was a horrible feeling. Instead of that beautiful, only from God can you get this, and the poisons that He created for pleasure here, it's like it was horrible. So that's what would happen to me now. Something like that. It doesn't block things like speed or cocaine, but I don't want that stuff anyway. And I don't want it anyway. Anyway, I swore it off when I killed a bird by my pet bird Bella when I was on methadone and fell asleep really fast. And I had chipped a little bit that spring, 2003. But then when it happened, I was only on methadone because I've been on junk. And then when she told me to sleep on the edge of the couch when I was laying down, and I crushed her. And when that happened, I swore off for good. So narcotic blocker or not, I wouldn't. I didn't have it a few years ago, and I wasn't doing it then, even though I had a chance. So I'm done with it. It took me some time, but man, nothing is worth it. Plus the fact, after you build a tolerance to the stuff, all you're doing is chasing, you know, you know, you do, say you get a gram of heroin and a gram of cocaine, you do, say a sixth of it, of each or whatever, and you feel this wonderful speedball. Okay, that's cool the first time, and maybe the second time a little bit. But by the third time, well, it's not quite as good, and then you have to push it up, and pretty soon you're out of stuff. And it's 4 or 5 in the morning. Now, if you were just doing your junk, then it would be, more paced out. But people want that fighting match between, you know, good and evil, and the evil sort of is heroin, and the good is the cocaine, so to speak, or the bright light is the cocaine, and the opiate kind of lazy thing is the heroin, and you want this kind of they're kind of fighting each other, pushing each other back and forth, and you like that feeling. But the reality of it is that you're out of it, and then you got to get more dope because you're sick and you need that. So the whole thing is just like a dog chasing his tail. It's horrible. And the Subutex, they give it to me now for pain straight up. I don't need it for helping me stay away from dope. If I did any now, I would, after I've already had so many overdoses, but if I did some now, it would just kill me. But nonetheless, you know, it's what's going on. And I don't know how the hell I got into all that. But I'll just say that I get my pleasures now in a whole different way. And one of them is to be thankful. Oh, yeah, it was about Steve. So, Steve, yeah, he didn't like that, that I was still kind of hanging on the edge of things. But luckily, he came back a few weeks ago, gave me a call, and he's been helping us get this place cleaned up. And he's been helping me a lot with the animals, because I got COVID in December and haven't been feeling so great this month. But he's helped take care of all the animals, takes care of them a lot by himself, and he's really, really vigilant. And he saw this goat by the fence after she'd been out all night long, brought her into the barn, the goat barn, let her try to have some milk from her mother, and then she got knocked out of the way by her sister, and then Steve brought her up here. But she was so weak yesterday morning, we really thought that she was going to die. And so I called the vet, and one person here thought, oh, well, you're just going to have to, get used to it. It just happens sometimes, and there's two others to consider too. Well, I know that, and I'm not saying I don't have much money, but at the same time, I don't go on trips. I don't go on vacations. I don't buy anything hardly. So if I'm going to spend, an ungodly amount of money on saving a baby goat that a lot of people would just let die naturally, well, to me, it's worth it. Because when it comes to these animals that I have, there's no price tag on them. And if it means that, I have to live in my car at 83 years old, or Rosalie and I do, well, she might not want to do that, but if I have to, then that's what it means. Because they're worth it to me, and I've been too, sometimes I can get not neglectful towards them because I think about them, but sometimes the physical part of taking care of them, I just need some help, once in a while, and Steve is really giving it to me now to get this place together. So he found the goat there, brought her back, brought her into the house in the kitchen, and then we called a neighbor who's really familiar with these things, and she came over and, didn't think it was going to make it either, and then I called the vet, but incredibly, they got things confused. They didn't there was an appointment for me, but then they made it sound like there wasn't, and then I had to call them back what was going on and letting them know. And luckily, they just said to come in. There had been a mix-up, so luckily I called them before 1:30 yesterday, and I was able to get her in there. And then the vet said she had been within an hour of dying. But see, right now, as I look at her now, and her head kind of floppy and stuff, it's still scary. But let's see what happens. I know I shouldn't be doing this face with her, but I'm just talking. Anyway, see what happens now. I'm going to put her on the floor here. Let's see, I'll try to adjust the camera so that, let's see. Sorry about the, let's see. Oh, there you are. There you are. So with a hand and camera and all that. There you are. There you are, baby. But she's on her hooves. And that's really good news. There you go. Alright, now, I wonder about something here. Let's see. It's supposed to be a harmonica channel or some kind of music channel. I was going to start an animal channel, but I figured you guys might be interested in another part of my life here if you guys asked about this. So, let's see. I can get this thing to stand up straight. Okay, if I put it like that. This here, baby. I wonder now, I'm gonna, I got a harmonica here, so let's see. Look at this, baby. There you are. So if I put this camera down a little lower. Oh, God, will it work? Oh, there she goes. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about you guys. Tolerate me, please. I'm not going to edit that out because I have no idea how. Alright, so, let's see. Well, first I got cog notes. Now I wonder again if I had a plastic reed harmonica or a crossover with those bamboo reeds, would that matter? I'll move these paper towels out of the way. Maybe you can see her. I want to thank y'all wherever you are in this world. Wherever you might be. Whatever time of the day it is. Whether it be morning, evening, afternoon, or dark. I want to thank y'all for watching and listening and putting up with this nonsense. And I want to say, hey, I sure appreciate everything, your support, and I'm very grateful. So, well,